Hey there, viewers, it's Charlie, I'm back again, and welcome back to the G1 Marathon. Now, today's review is going to be on the Seeker Thrusts. Now, right off the bat, we can see I'm missing his landing gear. But, I mean, come on, this is a G1 figure, so... finding G1 figures complete on the secondary market, well... it's not impossible, but it's quite costly. So yeah, you'll just have to deal with this for now, sorry. But before we get on to the actual figure, once again, we need to look at his tech spec. And of course, I have to use the internet. Special thanks to Transformerland for the tech spec, as I'll be using this for every tech spec I don't have. So I'll just read this off screen. Function, warrior. My engine's roar is my enemy's song of doom. I mean, okay then. He rattles the air with the roar of his jets. Or well, his jet engines. Believes half the battle is won if the opponent is psyched out by his mere arrival, so he makes no attempt to be sneaky. Pompous, loudmouth braggart, and not too brave. Sudden, powerful accelerations can topple nearby buildings. Flies at Mach 2.5, can double speed in 20 seconds for up to 2 minutes. Carries 4 air-to-air missiles and 2 automatic missile launchers in robot mode. So now that we know who this guy is, pretty much a loud wimp. But anyways, having a look at his actual tech spec, you're probably having trouble reading this, as am I. But well, we can see that Thrust has an 8 in strength. It looks like. Yep. A 6 in intelligence, a 9 in speed, a 6 in endurance, a 5 in rank, a 4 in courage, 8 in firepower, and a 7 in skill. So, that's pretty much Thrusts. So if I can just get the figure back on here. So yeah. Now, as we can see, Thrust here is a burgundy fighter jet with VTOL wings, which means he can take off and land vertically instead of having to, do this and this. He could just take off up and down like a helicopter can. Now, as you can see, aside from the landing gear, I'm also missing his tail fins, 1 missile launcher, and the missiles. But yeah, the Seeker mold has got so much bullshit that comes off that, well, it can be hard to find one complete on the secondary market unless you get a reissue. The back, we can see some jet engines here. This is where my throat stops working. The top, we have these bits, and the cockpit. Often you'll see people put the landing gear in the cockpit, but really this is for the Diaclone driver, and this is the Diaclone figure. And we got the rub sign. So if I can just get that to work. There we go. You see? And underneath, well, hello there, robot head. Yeah, this doesn't really do a good job of hiding the robot. But well, that pretty much does it for the jet mode. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. So if we now getting onto the transformation, remove the missile launchers, and the wings, you have two options. One, remove the wings, and often you'll just see figures like this. It's like a little dart. But either remove the wings, or what I do, if I can just raise my camera up a little bit, I move these down like so. And you'll see why in a couple of seconds, but first, move these down and these form as feet. Now, I move the wings down as you have to come here with your thumb and push this out, if you can. And often the wings get in the way, so that's why they tell you to remove it. But if you don't want to lose them, just move them down like so. Then continue moving them down. And with the nose cone, you unhook that like so. Push all that through. Come in here. And well, you have two options here. One, keep that up, so thrust is the cone head, as many people do. But what I do, controversially, and well, you're gonna hate me for this, I display thrust with that downward. And I do have a reason. It's because, well, not only is it the actual official way to display thrust, or the official transformation of a thrust according to the instructions, but also, this is the controversial part. I think the way that the cone heads look in the actual toy line, if you had the cone head up, I just think that looks really retarded. I mean, not the actual cone heads in the cartoon, just the figure, because as you can see, it's a bit too tall and awkward. The cartoon did a really good job in streamlining that, so it's shorter. But yeah, I think the cone heads look in the figures is a little bit stupid, so I just display them with that down. Also, not to mention, in Cyberverse, Thrust is not a cone head in Cyberverse, so yeah. Now for the missile launcher, just plug that into his arms like so. And also, I'm missing his hands, because normally his hands are supposed to plug in, but of course I don't have them, so these can be little flippers. Yeah. I suppose what I could do one day is sell this guy as like spares, for like spare parts. Like, if you have a Seeker that needs like another missile launcher, then yeah. And I'll probably just buy a complete Frost Aligned one day. But for now, this is what I got. Now, taking a look at Frost's face, if I can. Just remove his wing for this. Normally there's a sticker that goes over the eyes. Yeah, that is the familiar Seeker head that we're all used to. Even if you leave the thing up like what many people do. But yeah, that's the familiar Seeker face we all know and love. Now, for Frost's articulation, well, I mean, the head can't do anything, although I guess can sort of look up, but although not really that well. Arms can move up, and so I got a butterfly joint, although he can't T-pose. And the feet can move up and down, so that's it. There's nothing at the legs. He can't kick. He can't do the splits. Can't T-pose. That's pretty much it. So yeah, that's just pretty much it for my review on Frost. Now, complaints. Well, this complaints for all the Seekers in general. All the bits that can come off. I mean, missile launcher, the wings, and if you had them, the fists, the tail fins, and the missiles. So often you'll just find Seekers on eBay like this. So yeah, looking for a complete Seeker, whether it's Starscream, Skywarp, Thundercracker, Thrust Edge, or Ramjet, can be quite tricky. But that's pretty much my only complaints. So, do I recommend Thrust? Or any of the Seekers for that matter? Well, I'd say, once again, if you're a G1 fan, or if you collect 80s figures, but be cautious, because as I said, looking for a complete Seeker online can be an absolute challenge. But say you want Thrust to have more articulation, well, there's Classics Thrust, there's Masterpiece Thrust, although I think it has like a loose waist, but or there is Earthrise Thrust, from what I can remember. So if you want a Thrust that has more articulation, then I say go for either the Classics Thrust or the Earthrise Thrust. But if you don't mind how this guy can't really do that much postability, then yeah, go ahead and get this guy. Just keep in mind all the accessories. So that's been my review on G1 Thrust, and this is Charlie Young signing off.